Finally, we enter into the arena once again for the 10th death match. That's right, the 10th death match, y'all. 10 of many to come. Without further ado, from the left side, coming in, a young man, a teenager, who, within the realm of just 5 to 7 years, is beyond comprehension how far he's come and the things he's seen and the battles he's faced. He's faced countless foes, some of which were far superior to him, and has come out alive. He is the possessor of the lethal, very uberly powerful Omnitrix. He is none other than Ben Tennyson, aka Ben 10. Now, coming from the right side, at the age of 12, he was frozen in a block of ice, the last of the airbenders from the air nomads of the air temple. He, in the manner of a year or so, mastered to a degree all 4 of the attributes and truly became the new avatar and was able to defeat Fire Lord Ozon. He is none other than Avatar Aang. Let us begin. Yo, I know this might be a curveball to a lot of people. It's like, yo, Ben and Aang? Two teenagers who are truly marvelous, who truly extraordinary. You know, Ben, you can say what you want, but the fact that the Omnitrix is fused with him, and at the age of 15 or so, you know, if you want to go Alien Force, I don't know, maybe you want to go Ultimate, you know, Guardian or whatever the third series is. I mean, seriously, this dude first got it at the age of 10, and to see how far he came, to see that he actually, after a 5-year hiatus, took it up again for the protection of the world, as well as, you know, understanding the importance of this. This wasn't a game. I don't think he took it as a game before, but it wasn't a game. He's a soldier now. You understand what I'm saying? Then you got Aang, man. Aang, and just his maturity and his, and how far he came. And the fact that he was able, he didn't so much master the fire element, but like just his journey was incredible. The cast of character, I mean, Toph and, you know, just all those people, just phenomenal. So it's like, yeah, these two in a death match would be could they possibly, if the situations arise? Oh yeah. Oh, I could definitely see them going at it, going hard, because if they both, you know, if a threat was posed, Aang had to take care of business, and he posed a threat to the Earth, Ben would clash. In that scenario, Ben would clash. Normally, I don't talk, you know, about these whole things, but I think I had to explain why these two. So, without further ado, y'all know how I do. If you do not know how my setup is in my death matches, I have them. There are 3 main categories. Each category has a few different subcategories. Now, we will be starting off with the first category, which is attack. And that shall be broken down into strength, which is physical strength, speed, which is combat speed. People don't get it twisted between, you know, movement speed, you know, as far as in travel speed, combat speed, techniques, and as well as destructive capacity / power. Now, when it comes to strength, this should be simple. Y'all know I have to go with Ben on this one, because here's the thing. Ben is just simply an athletic teenager. Aang is like just coming into a teenager. So that naturally gives Ben the edge. Then added to the fact of, you know, depending on, you know, the aliens that Ben has, this is clear that you have to give the edge to Ben. When it comes to speed, you also, no surprise, it should be, you got to give it to Ben. Now, here's where it gets dicey. Ben has his alien help. We understand this. When you look at him, he's quite athletic. He's quite athletic in of himself. He can run at a decent, he's human, but he's an athletic teenager. So take that for what it's worth. When you look at Aang is a speed demon. He's not a speed demon. He can move with his different air, especially his airbending ability. But at the same time, he's never been shown to, break speed of sound or anything crazy like that. So I have to give the edge. It's not a blowaway, even though Ben has aliens, but I have to give the edge to Ben. So Ben's up 2-up. Now when it comes to techniques, this gets interesting. Ben has more. And look, from these different aliens, you think each alien has only one technique? No. Swamp fire, for example. I mean, if we're going to go with the second, we're going to go with alien force. Swamp fire, with the fire and the roots and everything else. Ben can switch up between 2 and 10 different aliens. You know what I'm saying? The Brainiac and just different ones. Aang has quite a few techniques. He's got the 4 elements: the fire, water, earth, and air. As well as, he's got that life bending technique. He has a few others. But overall, it should once again be obvious that it goes into Ben. Now, when it comes to destructive capacity, Ben, in of himself, his aliens, they can wreck shop. I mean, you do have X and whatever, but it's hard to you don't see him use it. But Aang, though, his earth bending and his fire bending especially, oh my goodness, devastating, absolutely devastating. So when you look at the totality of the damage he can do, I mean, seriously, he went up against Fire Lord Ozon in the final clash, and this dude was simply just wastelanding, going across, a continent. It wasn't the entirety of the continent, but you just fire just wrecking things. Now, it wasn't the wrecking as far as in destruction, of the earth itself, but it was simply just burning, just going through stuff. So I have to give overall the advantage to Aang when it comes to power. So right now we've got 3-1 and Ben takes the attack. Now when we go to the defense, the defensive category also has 4 subcategories. They are reaction time, durability, stamina, and agility. From a reaction time standpoint, Ben's legit. He's legit. He's not, nothing, super, in his base form. Some of his aliens have more reflection, but he's able, he moves. He does move, because some of the dudes he fights are pretty quick. I mean, the fact is his response to his omnitrix, just different things. Ben's solid for who he is as a human. He's solid. When we come to Aang ain't a joke. Aang is not a joke. As an airbender, this dude literally absolutely mastered airbending. This dude was creative and come up. I mean, this dude got out of so many spots, it's ridiculous. So I have to give the edge to Aang. When it comes to doggone, what did I say? Durability. Durability, this is an interesting one. Ben can take some hits. He can take some hits in his base form. Forget about his aliens. He takes some hits, yo. I mean, seriously, this dude faced Vilga. His hits he's taking pretty good. Even at the age of 10, he was taking hits. Aang can take some hits, but his body's too small. He can't keep taking a multitude of hits. And especially given some of the aliens that Ben has, some of the energy sources, if Aang is not bending, if he's not using earth and whatever as a defense, but that actually does augment, that actually adds a reinforcement to his abilities. So it's interesting, but I still have to give the durability to Ben. Because look, he's not a master in earth bending. He ain't on no Toph level. So keep that in mind. If he was more of a master, remember, this is end of series. This isn't no adult junk. Okay. So if he was more Toph level, I'd probably say his durability is higher. Just being real. Now, even though Ben's had crystal y'all know, but just have to be fair. From a stamina standpoint, this one should be simple. It should be obvious to anybody who knows both series. When you look at doggone Ben, he can go quite a while. I tell you, very athletic. But the Omnitrix does time out. It times out. So this ain't an all-day match. I don't think that either one could go all day anyway. But yeah, Ben is on the timer. Okay. Aang, on the other hand, he can go a long while. And he packs. And the fact that he's no longer limited to just airbending and whatnot, the fact that he can throw the unpredictability of the different elements, he has, usage of all the elements, control of all the elements, it gives him he doesn't have to work as hard. Let's just put it that way. Spit a fireball at you, put up a rock wall, then, dodge with air, and then come at you with a water cannon or, water bomb or something along that. Y'all feel what I'm saying? Just all out of area. So I have to give the stamina factor to Aang, which like I said, it should be a given. When it comes from an agility standpoint, I have to actually put him about even. And the thing about it is, why a lot of people might think Aang has the edge, they have to consider Aang has airbending. That massively affects. He's very acrobatic, but Ben's not a joke. And you got to realize, most people who have solid reaction time have, their agility's up there as well. So I will put them at even. Did I say who won reaction time? I think, did I give that to Aang? And if I gave it to Aang, that means Aang wins in defensive category. Now, what is my third? Strategy. To the third category, which is strategy. And under strategy, there are 3 subcategories. There is location, fighting style, and fighting IQ. When it comes to location, Ben can fight pretty much anywhere. We don't know about space. We don't know about space for Aang either. So we're not going to necessarily go into space. Although Ben probably can fight in space through certain aliens, but we're not going to go there because he can't breathe in space. Space is excluded. In water, how well would they fight? I don't know. That's questionable. Don't think that hinders them. So since it's questionable, it's not a hindrance. Pretty much, they're normal human bodies. So, anything like lava, if they were actually in lava, they couldn't survive or anything like that. But on most settings, most natural settings, they're fine. So I would put them on an even playing field. I don't see, because Ben has so versatile, it doesn't matter where he's at, and whether it be in a deep forest, in a sea, or whatever. And the same thing goes for Aang. His bending is so versatile that it wouldn't matter. Okay, where he's at wouldn't matter. When you look at certain areas would help him out more, because, for example, water bending, if he was near a lake or sea or whatever, the ocean, he would be able to use tidal, potential tidal waves, but those kind of things. Water, he would use water bending even at a greater extent. And can he sand bend? I'm not sure if he can sand bend, but that's a whole nother thought. Fighting style. Here's interesting. What can I say is Ben's fighting style? Simply unorthodox. Because he can, to some degree, fight without the Omnitrix. But adding in the Omnitrix just adds in so many different ones. Ben, in his base, he's simply unorthodox. He doesn't have, he doesn't have any training, for the most part, in the martial arts. And he himself is kind of interesting. Now, when it comes to Aang, you can say it's bending, but how would you say hybrid bending? I'll just go hybrid bending, because he as an avatar, he has all 4 bendings under his belt, and even so, he hybrid bending with preference to with an air elemental base. His base is air elements, so he bases all his things off of that. So it's hybrid bending with a mastery of air, of the air element. Okay, and that in of itself gives him an edge when it comes to, you know, flight, when it comes to distance. Oh yeah, he mainly has the advantage in distance over Ben. Okay, so he's more of a mid to long range fighter, whereas Ben, he can be those, but he's more of a close range fighter. Okay, so that's something to keep in mind. Now, when in turn we go to fighting IQ, Ben has a legit fighting IQ. His fighting IQ is not extremely high, but I would say is moderately high. Okay, Ben is, especially, you know, when he came back, he thinks of strategy. He understands. He quickly assesses situations. You know, he's not coming up with all these techniques and stuff. He doesn't know, you know, various martial arts. So those are some hindrances. He, you know, no surprise, he relies on his omnitrix. But if he would have, say, some martial arts experience, they would enhance him as well. When it comes to Aang, he's got decent fighting IQ. I mean, Aang, he obviously learned the different bending. I'm not, you know, taking that away. But when it comes to the battlefield, you know, besides his bending as an avatar, when it comes to the battlefield, Aang's battling ability is questionable. It is. He's good, but he's not great. So I say he's decent fighting IQ when it comes to combat itself. When, you know, I would have to say Ben is superior in combat than Aang. Aang gets it done. But Ben, you know, one false move, Ben's done. Aang has rarely been put in that kind of situation. You understand what I'm saying? So overall, who do I give it to? I have to actually give it to Ben. Now, here's the thing. It would be a close fight. It really would. And the stamina is an issue, as well as the fighting style. But with Ben's more strategic mind, along with his overall greater attack prowess, and his relatively even defensive strategy, I mean, Aang would put up a hell of a fight. He would put up a hell of a fight. But the fact that Ben, he can come up with thoughts of how to utilize his aliens in different ways as to not catch himself off guard, and the fact that Aang, he, you know, Ben would also be motivated most likely to be in a more of a defense role. Aang would fight, but Aang is more of combative if he has a legit, you know, a really hardcore reason. It'd be interesting. It'd be a very interesting fight, but I would give the edge to Ben in this case. Unexpected one to like, comment, subscribe. Tell me your thoughts on this one. This is actually my quickest deathmatch so far. You know, when I looked at it, I had to think about it as I was going, and yeah, man, you know, I love both characters. Both they were the last of a dying breed, both of them. You probably will not see heroes like them in cartoons anymore because of multiple reasons. So that's sad in that case. But other than that, until next time, y'all. Peace. Have a beautiful day, beautiful night.